Dancing the Samba.
Ooh, it's a kaleidoscope. Very raw. Hi guys, it's Lexi, and it's time for part 3 of this week's Dancing with the Stars reaction. Brace yourself, because once again, the emotions are gonna hit you. Yeah, so brace yourself for that, but some beautiful dancing coming up as well, so let's take a look. Okay, here we go with Sean doing a Viennese Waltz. Again, very romantic, smooth, flowing dance. Maybe going to be a challenge for him, but I'm eager to see if that maybe brings out a new side of him. Let's take a look. Here we go, Sean, Spicer, and Lindsay. Okay, very dramatic lighting, I like that. Moody. He looks really nervous. Definitely the most graceful I've seen him so far. We haven't really moved yet, though. Beautiful. Yeah. They have so many lights, it's a little hard to see. He's kind of on his toes the whole time, which isn't accurate, but I think it is helping him be a little less wooden. Smoother. His arms are definitely, once again, more connected. Yeah, footwork is improving. Yeah. Yeah, getting smoother for sure. Not bad. Not bad at all, Sean. Also, great job, Lindsay. Giving flowers to his wife. That's sweet. Yeah, so that was honestly better than I expected him to do with that. Like, yes, it clearly was a challenge for him, but I feel that that challenge stretched him. It was better arm styling. There was actually some fluidity with the body. Again, there were moments he was kind of dancing on his toes, which or like on the balls of his feet, which again is not accurate. You still want to be taking those heel leads on like your forward steps and such, even in Viennese Waltz. However, he's been like very flat-footed the whole competition so far, and he was lighter on his feet. Yeah, and his posture was improved. He seemed a little more present with it, and again, it felt like a performance, and you could enjoy it as a performance and not just be kind of like, you can do it, right? Yeah, so good job. Continued progression from week to week for sure. In terms of critiques, you know, again, as usual, more fluidity would be good, more body connection would be good. It felt a little frantic, like he felt like he couldn't keep up quite. But again, with Sean, we know kind of what's not working, but it's nice to point out what is working. All right, here goes James and Emma with the Samba. Once again, Samba's always an interesting one. Like, I really love Samba, and it's always kind of a minefield for the contestants just because it is so challenging. So I'm really eager to see if they maybe have some of that hip action that I've been itching to see with the Sambas and haven't seen that much of.
Dancing the Samba.
Ooh, it's a kaleidoscope.
Emma, it's James.
Nice. There we go. There's some hip action. I like the musicality of it so far. Like, the hips are still slightly stiff, but he's definitely adding some nice hip action in there. Yeah, there we go. That was nice. Very nice. Good. They sort of simplified the action there. There we go. Nice. Good thumb rolls. He could come forward with his pelvis more when he's going forward. He's got to kind of like scoop under a little more. The lights are very disorienting, but it's hey, all right. I would like to see his feet turned out a little more, but it's not bad. Very nice. I was impressed by that. Again, a lot of body fluidity, which was really cool to see. More hip action than I've seen with pretty much everybody doing the samba, with the exception of maybe... No, I'm gonna say, I think it is the most hip action I've seen with anyone with the samba. Back when Kel Mitchell did it, he also did a pretty good job with that, but there were things that broke down a little more. That was a really fun performance, and I was impressed by his amount of improvement with the hips, because I felt the last couple times he's done it that it felt very stiff through the hips, and this just had a lot more body action all around. So I was quite impressed by that. It felt very samba. There were a couple moments where it was very unexpectedly nice. Great improvement and very fun to watch. I didn't see a lot of articulation with the feet. It was kind of just like hitting, where we really want to see a roll from the ball to the heel. That again, that's a challenging thing, but I would probably put that in the basket of like what to focus on next. I would say more foot articulation would probably be what I would focus on for him. And again, that's a more elevated thing to focus on, so it's to his credit that that's what I would say he needs to work on. Also, I did catch a couple moments where at minimum the feet were parallel, and once or twice the toes kind of snuck in a little bit. So he does have to be careful with his turnout, but really very impressive. I liked it very much. Next up is Alaina doing a contemporary dance. This is going to be another very emotional performance, I'm thinking, because she's doing it to the dance she wrote when her stepfather died. She's doing it as a message to him. Apparently the day of the performance was the anniversary of his death. So this may get a little intense, but if she can channel all of that, it could lead to quite a powerful performance in his honor. So here we go. Lauren Alaina and Gleb dancing a contemporary dance. I think she's doing it to her own song again too.
Right next to Jesus. Yes, I lit up,
beautiful.
He said, I wish you could see.
I'd like her to relax her shoulders a little. But she's doing a very good job. Very raw. Her expression and the dancing as well. Very beautiful.
Lauren and Gleb.
Yeah, I had a feeling she had like the expression of her performance. I'm like, I don't think she's like fake crying. I think she's actually crying. But it was, can't watch people cry without crying. It was very powerful, for sure. Sorry, I'm trying to pause the wrong thing here. From a technical perspective, I think I would say what I often say with Alaina, which is that what I most want her to do is not to hunch up her shoulders. I think that's where she sort of carries her nervousness. I want her to relax it and lift and flow, and everything will just look just like that much better. Yeah, and then sometimes because her shoulders are kind of up, it makes her neck like not look quite as stretched, like quite as long. But that was a really lovely dance, and you could definitely feel it for sure, the story she was telling. You know, it's always, I think, with any kind of artistic expression, it's always hard when you're dealing with something very intensely emotional, right? Because in order to perform it well, you've got to unplug the dam, right? You have to let it in there. But sometimes when something is very raw, as this clearly still is, you take the pieces out of the dam and it's not just like streams coming out, it's the whole thing. And that's clearly what happened here, but I admire the fact that she went there, and it was quite, of course, resulted in a very powerful dance, because she did fill it with all of that. And even though she was breaking down halfway through the dance, she kept going with it. You know, at the end, she like ran off to her mom, but she whole way through, she did her performance, she ended it, she did her choreography, she poured it into that, which is, again, very impressive, because that, when it's that intense, easily could just stop you in your tracks while dancing, right? Like, it's just like so much coming out, you could lose it. But she is, you know, she's a singer. She does that in her job anyway, right? She pours emotion into that, and in this case, again, she put so much that it just overflowed, but she didn't let it stop her dancing. In fact, it made it more powerful. So, but I hope she found that to be cathartic and healing. Obviously, it was painful, but I hope that ultimately that was a positive experience for her. Scores: 9 from Carrie-Anne, 8 from Len. Very nice. Good, that helped snap her out of it a little bit. That's good. Not that she should feel bad about crying. She shouldn't. But I'm sure she would like to regain her composure just for her own sake. So I'm glad that helped. Wow, bottom 2 is Allie and Sailor. That kind of sucks. I don't want either of them to go home. Allie's been so great, so she's almost certainly going to be the one who stays, but it was Sailor's best performance, so that's kind of lame. Most people are not happy about that. I mean, it had to be Sailor, the 2, to go home. Poor thing. She wasn't expecting that, I think, which I wasn't expecting it either. That's too bad. She did so well tonight. I hope she knows she's going out on a high note. She should be proud. She's also like one of the youngest in the competition, so this is hard for her. All right, guys. Bit of a bummer note to end on, but that was part 3 of this. Part of the issue with having that, like, all these hyper emotional things happening is it does kind of pull the vote, right? So people probably saw, say, like Lauren Alaina's, and they're like, you know, it's so moving and emotional. I think people only have like so many votes, right, that they're allowed to do. So things get pulled from from one person to another. But I hope Sailor continues to dance, because she has, again, quite a lot of potential with it. Anyway, thanks so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. Next week is Halloween week. Yes, I will be wearing a costume. Hopefully will not make me melt under my filming lights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.